Thanks for having us, Erica. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Erica.
So I can run through the agenda real quickly. Thanks everyone for joining. So we'll just do quick intros here on the next slide, but really what we want to get into is just a high level overview of Ally, kind of how we got into the space, a little bit about our process. Ashley's going to take you through a demo just so you can see how the portal works. Talk a little bit about our product and just the overall partnership we have with Authority Brands. And like Erica said, if you have questions, we'll try to be pretty good here on the fly and take questions. So feel free to put them into the Q&A or into the chat. We'll try and grab them there as we move through. So if I flip to the next slide, we'll just do quick intros here. So again, I'm Greg Cicatelli. I'm the head of Ally Lending Home Improvement. So been here for about 2 years or so, and we started up the business, came over from another home improvement lending company, over 25 years in financial services. But yes, so we're off to the races here. Great partnership with Authority Brands, and the business is growing rapidly. And we'll take you through some of that in the upcoming slides. But Ashley, do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hello, everyone. As Erica mentioned, I'm Ashley Jones. I am the head of home improvement account management here with Ally. Been here for about 3 years. Just have a little bit of background in our other areas of business prior to joining the home improvement team last year sometime. And my account managers, we basically support client relationships and just make sure that you all have an understanding of how to use financing and how to be successful with it. But in the demo, we'll show you more about how to use our platform as well.
So let's kind of jump in a little bit about Ally at this point. Just going to give you guys a little bit of history in terms of how we got to where we are. So, I mean, some of you, or probably most of you, are familiar with the old GMAC. We've been in the auto lending business for nearly 100 years. We rebranded Ally about 15 or so years ago. So we do have a long history in financing, and it's a very stable bank, 180 billion in assets. But we're not a traditional big bank or brick and mortar. We're a digital bank. We have different lines of business. Obviously, we have the deposit side, we have an invest side, the auto lending portion, and then we have another group here where we reside, which is Ally Lending. So I'm going to jump to the next slide. I'll just kind of take you through a little bit more of the history of how we got into this space, which basically was about 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago now at this point, I guess, when Ally acquired a company called HCS, which was Health Credit Services. So this business basically was a B2B2C. So it was in the specific in the healthcare industry. So it was the same type of use case that everybody on this call has, where you have a consumer that's being offered financing by someone else. So it's the business, i.e. dealers, in this instance, which would be offering financing to homeowners. So that was the portal that Ally bought, and we rebranded to Ally Lending. Again, it's about 2.5, 3 years ago. So we kind of took that portal and we took the backbone and our full infrastructure, and we expanded into the home improvement space. Wherein I came over with I brought an entire team over with me from a previous company, and we kind of launched the home improvement space over here. So we really understand the kitchen table experience, what you all are going up against every day. And that's kind of what we pride ourselves in, is giving you a fast and easy solution when you're in the home to provide financing to close more business. We do have a couple other channels. So we're in automotive and retail. Again, it's the same type of experience. This would be an automotive side. It would be, for servicing, not financing a new car. In Ally Lending, we do have that business. That's a separate one. But within Ally Lending, this would be hey, my transmission went out. I'm at a dealer and I need a repair. So it's $4,000, and that dealer then can offer you a loan, which would come through our channel. So these are kind of the main industries that the channels that we work on within Ally Lending. So jumping in the next slide, just to give you an idea of how we are a little bit different, and we really do kind of pride ourselves in relationships. This is a strategic relationship we have with Authority Brands and BuyMax. So we've put a lot of unique things in place here. We've listened to corporate. We've developed programs and plans that work for everyone. We are definitely not the hidden fee or retroactive interest providers. We don't have any of that. So you can feel good about offering lending products when you're with homeowners or borrowers, that there's no gotcha moments here. There's no at the end of a teaser rate when it just explodes to 29%. So we just don't do that. Just as a recent example of that, on the deposit side of the business, we're the first ones to kind of waive all of the additional fees that overdraft fees and things like that. So again, it's something we take seriously here at Ally, and we really do support the relationships, and we want to take care of both the dealers as well as the borrowers. So jumping into kind of our process a little bit, we're going to flip down to the next one here. In terms of like how we work together, I'll kind of kick us off here, but really we want to understand your business. And when we start kind of the enrollment process in terms of how we're set up, you know, I have field-based salespeople that are scattered around the country that would be talking to each one of you here. They would take you through kind of the educational piece. They would take you through, you know, the enrollment process, get you set up on the platform, explain the products to you. But really then where we kind of excel is during the training process. So at that point, that's when Ashley and her team are going to kind of step in and take you through kind of the full-on enrollment process and roll out. So I don't know, Ashley, do you want to just kind of cover it in terms of training, what we do at this point?
Yep. So once an account has transitioned over to my team, we basically take the reins and just make sure that you all really understand how to use financing, because I think that's a major component of being successful with your lender. And with that, we can provide insight into reporting, also discuss like if there are any, you know, marketing opportunities that may be available to help you again grow revenue at your location. And we'll also do that by way of conducting business reviews. And that'll also help us, you know, help you all as well, identify trends within your business and just really determine any gaps that may be there to help us grow the partnership. All right.
I'll take this one. I mean, I guess, so for, this is a kind of a snapshot of the portal, and we're going to get into this. Ashley's going to take you through a full demo, but just to give you an idea of some of the reporting that's available to you. So this would be, we have kind of two different views. And again, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves because you'll see it, but you know, we have an agent and we have a kind of a back office and admin, but suffice it to say, there's a lot of detailed reporting that happens in the back end that you can keep an eye on your jobs, what's out there, what's pending, what's funded, kind of where things are. So it's a really simple process. So once you take the application in and the job's done, you tell us that and you go into the portal and then we pay you within 24 to 48 hours. So it's a really simple design. It's very user friendly. This just works off of any tablet or iPhone, say, you know, any type of mobile device. So it's all based off of a portal. So we're going to take you through the exact walkthrough in it. So I think that's probably where we jump in.
I think that's the next slide, but I don't. Well, since I'm presenting, Greg, do you see any questions or anything popping up in a chat box or anything?
I don't see any right now. We're pulling it up. But yeah, let us know if you have any questions while she's toggling over to the demo.
The demo portal up really quick. All right, let's see.
Here we go.
Everyone can see, Greg, are you good?
I can see it, yep.
All right, perfect. So I'll give a high level demo of just the portal experience. It's a very simple paperless 60-second decision application. The application is a soft look inquiry, so there's no credit impact for your customers to pre-qualify. And this can be done, as Greg mentioned, directly on an agent's device. An application can also be placed with a feature in our portal that allows the application to be sent directly to the consumer, just in case there's, you know, some privacy concerns and someone, you know, wants to enter their own information into an application. So your customers can finance any home improvement service and equipment with a minimum of $500. And each agent who is placing applications within this portal will receive their own set of credentials. And once they are logged in, this is the dashboard view that they will see. I won't go deeply into this dashboard view, but I'll just highlight, you know, some tools that we have available within the portal that can help the financing conversations be just a little bit easier. We have heard that agents have had a lot of success just using the payment calculator feature here. It allows you to help determine what the lowest minimum monthly payment would be for a customer. So this will drive potential offers available to the customer and show that lowest monthly payment for the amount that's entered and the plans that may be available. So, so rather than, you know, leading with that, you know, the higher ticket saying, hey, this will get you, you know, this is going to cost $10,000. Which is sometimes scary for customers to see. We can go ahead and lead with, hey, we can get this done for you at $132 a month. If there are any comfort advisors that may be going through, you know, good, better, best scenarios, this would be a great resource for them, and showing just the differences in the pricing, whether they're going to upgrade the system or add any additional work. And here is the consumer link application. So this is where you can send an email and you can email the application directly to the customer. You would just simply enter their email address in, and this will go directly to the customer's advice, and they will navigate through the application and complete it on their own. And then once they've completed, then the agent is able to continue on within the portal.
This is a nice feature if you happen to be out at a home and you give a quote and they say, hey, I want to talk to my spouse, get back to me later type of thing. And so at that point, if they call you and say, hey, I want to go through an application, you have that ability to send the app after the fact when you're not in the home.
All right, so I will go ahead and submit an application as if, an agent or a customer would. And this is just capturing quick 8 bits of your customer's information. So I'll go ahead and place an application as if I'm doing this for myself.
Once you sign the information, you can notice this is a pre-qualify. So there is no hard hit. There's no inquiry into the consumer's credit at this point. So this is just a pre-qualification step.
All right. So again, like Greg said, this is a true pre-qual application. So again, no credit impact to the customer. I'm going to change just a couple of things here. And again, this is also a single applicant application with no home ownership required. So this can be used for financing on mobile homes as well as rental properties. An applicant also does not have to be the customer that is receiving the work. On the application, you would only need to input the actual borrower's information. So if the customer, if there's someone that's financing on behalf of their brother, that is an option for them as well, for them to place the application for them. You would just simply enter the borrower's information. The email address is required. This is required as the customer will need to sign their loan documents if they do not want to sign on the agent's device. We will also send the agreement directly to the customer as well. So
you're still filling that out. Ashley, I have a question from Tim here about ensuring that the applicant won't have access to the information. Okay, yeah. So this is all done through a portal. So this is all done on our system. So none of this is being stored resident. So you're actually on your tablet. So you're logged into our portal. So this is all, PCI. This is, hey, we're a bank. We take this stuff very seriously when it comes to compliance. So 100%, none of the stuff is being stored on your device.
Exactly. Yep.
And then there's another question about an example of what the Ally link looks like in the franchise website. We'll probably have to send that one after in terms of like the actual link itself, but yes, we can definitely get you an example of that.
Right. It'll come by way more so. I'm not sure who asked the question, but it'll come more so of a display ad that would be available. So once you enroll with us, you'll be provided with an individual link that is specific to your location that you're able to add to your website, and then any application that's placed there will be directly input into your portal. Any other questions, Greg? You can see.
Those helped. If you have other questions, just put them back in the chat. All right, sorry, Ashley, keep going.
Right. Okay, so you'd enter the amount requested. This is just an estimated cost of service. We will max approve the customer beyond, depending on their credit worthiness here. So you may see, that your customer is approved for, much more than what they're actually needing. And we'll show exactly where that comes into place as we go further into the application. Annual gross income. So this is total household income. So here you're able to include anyone who lives in the home with the borrower, whether it's husband, wife, parent, a child that's home from the summer, you have an uncle that lives there as well. Include everyone's income on the application here to process. There are a few disclosures that the customer will need to consent to. So consenting to receive electronic communications, text communications, as well as Ally's terms and conditions. And you are consenting here to the soft inquiry on the customer's credit. So we do use Experian to pull the customer's credit. And if there is a credit freeze for a customer, you want to make sure that they have that released prior to processing the application. So if all is completed here within the app, this little box here will display blue for you, and it will allow you to continue on. It does allow you to double check and just make sure that all of the applicant's details are correct. And once you confirm here, then you'll go ahead and click continue. If something still looks a little bit strange, just click edit details and you can make the changes that are necessary. So here you are brought to the offer screen, which is similar to the payment calculator that I showed earlier. So if your customer has been approved, it will let you know that you have been pre-qualified. And with the pre-qualified offers, they are available for 14 days. So it will tell you when the customer should select this offer by, in order for us to be able to truly grant approval for that customer and to lock in the offer. And then we can go into more details of that, during the training piece, but just at a high level here. Here you can see that your customer has been max approved for $40,000. So the customer has an additional $30,000 that they can potentially use. So again, this is another time for an agent to sell into this max approved amount. So if the agent, is having conversations and the customer decides that they'd like to, maybe add some additional services here, you can make the adjustment to be, let's say $12,000 at this point. You'll reselect get offers, and this will also drive a new minimum monthly payment available for the customer here. And this page here is also driven by the plans that have been selected by, with you and the sales rep prior to launch. So anything that you have selected that you would like to offer would be displayed here, whether that be installment loan offers or interest promotions, and as well as the no interest, no payment products that we have available.
We did have a question in the chat that I responded to, but we'll talk a little bit more about the plans specifically at the end, but all the stuff is customizable. So we have basically a published list of pricing, and then it's up to you to decide which ones you would want to potentially offer, but we'll get into that a little bit deeper after the demo.
Okay. And here, there are minimum loan amounts that are associated with particular products. So our portal actually recognizes those minimums for you, and the agents do not need to memorize any plan numbers or anything like that to drive an offer or manually calculate, monthly payments, because the payment factors here are already accounted for. So we'll say that, you're working with the customer here, they're willing to go with the $158 a month payment. You'd simply click select here. You'll scroll down to the bottom. You also have the ability to collapse these plans as well, so they all don't have to display. So you can condense it and just make it a little bit easier to digest. You'll click continue, and this is where you're brought to the hard inquiry. So by clicking this button and also clicking the apply, this is where the hard hit is happening for the customer. And that's all right. So here your offer has been fully approved. You've locked in this 120-month installment loan for the customer. You're able to see their APR that they've been approved for, as well as the amount that they're financing. So the signing portion is really, really easy. You just simply click this little blue button here that says e-sign. And the loan documents, they display here, they will display on the agent's device, as well as simultaneously be sent to the customer's email address for them to sign on their own device. Sorry, the demo portal is a little bit slow this afternoon here. And once the documents display, it'll also share the details of the loan package here as well. All you simply need to do is just click next, and it will bring you down to the portion where the customer signs. It's just a click to sign. It is not a finger swipe. And then once the customer clicks confirm, then their loan agreement has been signed, and you're able to return to the dashboard, and you'll see the status change of the application, what goes to funding request required, which the next step after that would be the funding piece. Which I won't go through that process here, Admin users are the only users with access to fund transactions, but it's really simple, easy funding process. It's just one click of a button to get paid. There are no additional requirements for the customer or any kind of additional invoices to be uploaded or certificates of completion, as well as additional signatures to gather from the customer. So we are on your honor that the work has been completed for this customer and that you all are able to fund the loan. Any other questions? Greg, do you see any questions on the?
I don't see any other questions. Like I said, it's a pretty simple design. It's just a few pieces of information. It's the pre-qual, and then it's the hard hit. Yeah, you go through the application process, get the electronic signature, and you're done. I mean, it's really that simple.
Very
and
simple.
basically, once the job is done, you tell us that, and then you get paid. So we really try to keep this as simple as possible.
Exactly. So I will jump back, Greg, to
Okay.
the slide deck here, and then we can get into some conversations about product.
Yeah, Tim had a question about jobs that have a deposit. So yeah, if you want to take a cash deposit, that's fine, or a credit card, however you want to do that. And then the key thing is you just have to have the doc signed with us within the 14 days to get the loan to trigger. Hopefully that answers your question. 50% deposit. All right. Yeah. So maybe you're talking about like a form of stage type of funding. So that's something we're in development right now, to have the ability to partially take a loan on with, say it's a larger project where you need to have 50% deposit, which I think is what Tim's getting at. So yeah, we're in the process of coming up with a pre-fund solution. So that's kind of going through the final testing, anticipating probably Q1 to have something like that available. All right, so just talking about products, not going to put the whole rate sheet up here. We can follow up with you separately for the published ones, but just at a high level, just wanted to kind of cover, our philosophy and kind of what we have. So, really installment loans, we have a whole mix of zero dealer fee products, that are sitting at a 9.9 APR, up to 120 months. So all different flavors of that. We have some, if you have more rate sensitive programs or people that you're trying to sell into, if you have somebody that's just has seen an ad for a 7.9 or a 3.9 or something like that, we have all those products available. Those obviously come with the bit of a merchant discount fee that the dealer would have to pay or buy down. So we have kind of a slew of options. It's completely customizable to what you want to have viewable in the portal. So if you only want to have the zero dealer fee programs in there and maybe a couple of promotional plans, we can do all that for you. So for us, it's all configurable. So everything in our system is based off of, it's kind of table driven. So once we have it set up in the back end, we have a unique, what we call a customer ID for your location. And then underneath that, we have your table of products that are available. So that's what we'll display in the portal. So in addition to the installment loans, we have, traditional interest promotions. This would be like the 0% with payments. We have a whole different slew of those. And then just actually somewhat recently, I guess 5-6 months ago, we rolled out a bunch of new no interest, no payment plans. These are a little bit unique to what else is in the industry. A lot of the things that you see from many of our competitors around what we call no-nos would be based on retroactive interest that do have kind of that gotcha I was talking about earlier, that go back to 27-28% interest, and it goes back to $1. So if you had a $10,000 loan, you're going to have that additional $2,800 surprise at the end if you don't pay it off in that promotional period. What we do, we took a very different approach. So we have kind of a 3-month through a 24-month option, and then what happens there is we have two different options. We have one that after that no period, if they haven't paid it off, it just rolls directly into 9.9 term loan product. We have another one that rolls into 19.9, and that one's a little bit cheaper of an MDF, but they're two different products, two different use cases. So very, very different than what else is in the industry. So can certainly walk you through a lot of these options and take you through kind of the full pricing sheet, and we'll give you the list of options after this meeting. So really the easiest way is just to come into us at allylending.com and we can take care of you there. And then I'll have my local reps in your market reach out to you and kind of take you through a deeper dive of the products and anything you've heard here. So So at least wanted to cover kind of the full product suite that we have available.
Hey, Greg, there are a couple questions here in the chat. I think Walter asked, can we go through the process of those who do not have an email? So with us, the email address is a requirement. So we are 100% paperless. So we unfortunately don't have a paper process. So to submit an application with us, you will need to have an email. What we have seen some agents do, they've pivoted to have someone utilize a trusted friend or maybe a child, a son or daughter's email address for the applicant to be able to place an application. We usually see that only in the older demographic, which in that case, they pivot and use an alternate address. There's another question here from Matt Gower. How long after they get the job completed do they see their first bill? So the first statement comes out, I believe it's about 35 days. That's when the first payment is due. They will receive a series of emails once a loan has been funded. So they receive a welcome email about 12 to 14 days after a loan has been funded, and it'll also give them information on how to walk through the steps of submitting online payments and also setting up automated payments as well.
And then also adding to that, if they're in a no interest, no payment type of program, they're still going to get statements from us. They just won't have to make a payment, so they'll still see the that coming through. And again, like Ashley said, it's about 30 to I think 35 days, something like that. Yeah, and then it looks like Rusty had a question about paying points and buy down costs. So we do have many programs that don't have any fees. So a lot of these like those 9.9s, those are free to all the dealers. But it is a little bit different than the auto space where there's it's not like you're getting. So it happens a little bit differently in the auto space when you're sitting with the finance person and they're actually incented to actually try and sell that, and they're actually making points on there. Doesn't work that way. We on this side, this is this is point of sale. This is when you're in the home. We've based all of our products, and this is commonplace in the industry, by the way. This isn't just Ally. So we kind of set a base rate from there, and then after that, we have the ability for you to buy the rates down. So 9.9 is the benchmark right now for pretty much what you're seeing in the industry of being able to offer a zero dealer fee. And then what you're doing is if you want to buy those rates down or get into the more of the promotional rates, like the like 0% over like whatever 24, 36, 48. Those are really expensive programs, so we highly encourage people to stay away from those. I mean, certainly they're available, but a lot of times what happens with those products, and this is true in the auto space too, you have a lot of manufacturer OEM buy downs where there's actually subsidies where they're helping buy those down. So what we've done for Authority Brands is come up with a really competitive product suite that has kind of the whole slew of options for you, and it's up to you to kind of pick and choose which ones you want to offer. So when you get into the promotional rates, yeah, there's unfortunately no free lunch in financing, and we come up with a base rate of what we can offer to free. But if you want to get those APRs down lower or offer promotional rates, then there is some small fees, and we're happy to take those offline here too and send you the rate sheets and get in a deeper conversation on that. Any other questions coming in here?
And there's George Saldana. How do we see?
Yeah, we'll get a copy of the rate sheet too. Yep. Yeah, we'll get you in touch with the local rep in your area, somebody on my sales team, and they'll take you through it all. What is the minimum credit score? Oh, for credit. So Brian's asking about. So we're buying down into the low 600s. So we have kind of a full. We're near prime, subprime, or sorry, near prime, super prime, kind of all the way up. So think that low 600s all the way up. So we do have a buy deeper program. So if you have somebody that's maybe sitting in a 650 that doesn't qualify for, the best possible rate, we can still offer them a slightly higher APR with no additional cost. So for example, instead of that 9.9, they would be presented with a 14.9 APR, but no additional fee to you, the dealer.
And I can take the next one from Scotty Hutchins. If a job is not completed in 14 days, we have to start the process over. No, you do not. So there are a couple different points of when, steps of the application will go through. So first, the pre-qual stage, which that offer is available for 14 days, but we typically encourage the agents to go ahead and get the hard inquiry on the customer to truly lock in that offer, which at that point, they'll have 30 days to sign that loan. And then once the loan has been signed, you'll have 180 days to get the job completed and funded. So it's very rare that you'll probably sit within that 14-day window, but in the event that a customer is on the fence and they have, and that 14 days runs out, you would need to submit a new application. But again, it's a soft inquiry, so there's no impact to their credit to run it again.
Just adding to that, so once the documents have been signed, the approval is for 6 months. So you have plenty of time if you're waiting for materials or something like that. You just need the doc signed in 14 days. Any other questions?
Any other
That's
ones
it for now.
Yep. All right, so we can jump a little bit to the partnership, in which we actually have a pretty cool testimony. I'm sure there may be some testimonial. I think there may be some locations on this webinar that has worked really closely with our account manager, Jason. And so one thing that Sean Blackwell mentioned at a 1 hour location was the difference with Ally over any other vendor is that we have is that hands down, they have hands down the most responsive customer service. Our account manager, Jason, has set a standard we want to achieve for our own customers. This is actually something that we really take pride in, I think, within our sales and account management team, and a huge value add is our customer service. Outside of account managers, we also do have dedicated support reps who are available to work directly with technicians out in the field and assist at those kitchen table conversations. And ultimately, their role is really to make sure all agents are comfortable with our program as well as our process. And it's really important to us that you have more than a 100 number to dial. And then we really get a lot of feedback where some agents are even shocked that, someone recognizes them by name, and it's something that they have voiced and they're really appreciative of. So. Great. Jump to the next slide here. So we really, again, partnerships are something that we really take a lot of pride in. So Greg's team that consists of this, sales executives that are, strategically placed, across the US and that support the onboarding process and really train through to the rollout. The account management team works really closely with those sales executives during the sales process to really ensure just a smooth transition and handoff between clients for continued support. We have a sales engineering team that really leads discovery just beyond our standard offering within the portal. So if you have, systems that you all, that you use, we do have an open API that we can work directly with you all to integrate within those systems and kind of just share the benefits of being a one-stop shop from placing applications all the way through to loan resumption. And then lastly, we do have a customer service and customer support team that is available to support your borrowers as well as your needs outside of account management, the account management team and their hours as well, and email and contact information is listed here. See any other questions? I think we're going into Q&A now. I know we've been answering questions kind of on the fly, but see any more questions here?
Anything else in the chat? Is there anything else that we missed? It's unclear. I think we are probably good then, Erica.
All right, great. So Ashley and Greg, thank you so much. I think, Ashley, if you kick over to the next slide, shows a little bit about yeah, so just as a reminder, thank you to everyone that participated in today's webinar. After the call, we will be doing a drawing, and as you'll see, it's a giveaway for a solo stove bonfire. You'll note that it's valued at $350, so we will reach out, we'll do a random drawing and touch base with you for your address and contact details. So Ashley and Greg, again, I cannot thank you enough for supporting today's webinar and for everyone else that joined us for heating things up with Ally Lending. If you want additional details or would like to follow up with them, contact would be authoritybrands.lending@ally.com. You could also respond to your invitation for this webinar, and I'll make sure to forward the details along to the Ally Lending team as well. And again, that's authoritybrands.lending@ally.com. So on behalf of BIMAX, it's a pleasure to have you all with us today. It concludes our webinar, and have a good one.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye.